Today on Gunbelievable, we're taking a look at the PAR-1, sometimes called the Pocket AR from Heizer Defense. Forget your so-called AR pistols. If you want to shoot a rifle cartridge from something that actually fits in your palm, then this gun's for you. And if you'd rather have a pocket AK or a pocket shotgun, a caliber change is just a barrel swap away. How well does this work in practice? Let's find out. The PAR-1 comes in a colorful cardboard box which contains the gun, manual, legally mandatory safety lock, and a small nylon pouch for storage. On the last page of the manual, Heizer explains that they don't provide a written warranty because they don't want to comply with all the laws around warranties. But not to worry, they assure their customers of their continued interest in providing service to owners of their firearms. I wasn't going to worry about that until you told me not to worry about it, Heizer. Anyway, the gun has a lot in common with the other Heizer gun I've reviewed, the PK-045. The look and the construction is similar, combining a lot of screws with a solid chunk of metal for the frame. This gun is dense, weighing just over 24 ounces when fully loaded with just one round. It's small but not tiny, being about as long and as tall as a Glock 43, yet noticeably thinner at just 0.7 inches thick. The manufacturer claims it's iPhone-sized, but I have an iPhone right here, and it's a bit bigger than that. Picking it up, the corners are nicely rounded, and it's not too slippery. Because it's so slim, your hand doesn't grip the side panels very much, you're pretty much just squeezing the front and the back. Despite that, it doesn't feel twisty the way thin guns sometimes do. The flat front strap juts out a little bit towards the bottom, which really helps you hook your ring finger on and not lose your grip with recoil. But these corners create some pressure points on your fingers, and it doesn't exactly fill the hand, so I wouldn't say it's comfy. And there's no way you're getting a pinky on it. The PS1 model that fires 410 shot shells or 45 Colt has storage in the grip for 45 Colt rounds, but on this model, it's blocked off. That's a little disappointing. Even if 223 wouldn't fit in there, I'd rather have the space to, store pocket sand. And the frames and the barrels of the guns are otherwise interchangeable, so why not? I guess it probably saved Heizer 5 cents of machining time. There's only one control on the gun, the barrel latch. It's ambidextrous, you can push from either or both sides to tip up the barrel for loading and unloading, and there is a spring assist. The barrel's listed at 3 7/8 inches long, but when you look at how much of it is taken up by the cartridge, you're really getting 1.5 inches of effective barrel length. The spring-loaded extractor helps get empty cartridges out of the gun, and there's a large window on either side that lets you check if the gun's loaded, even when the barrel's closed. The build quality is quite good. Everything feels sturdy, which it should, given how heavy it is. The barrel lockup is solid, with little to no play in the locked position. My only complaint is that the latch buttons have a bit of play in them side to side, they rattle some, and you can never be sure when they'll feel flush with the frame or when they'll stick out quite a lot. In general, the left side seems to want to stick out more often than the right. You can hear how loose they are when I tap one of the buttons like this. The trigger is long and heavy, weighing in at 14 pounds. It's on roller bearings, and it travels smoothly, or at least as smoothly as anything weighing 14 pounds can. The reset's the same in reverse, not that it matters because you're only firing one shot at a time. The sights are very minimal, just a tiny set of blacked out irons built into the frame and barrel. No options for swapping them out or mounting an optic. At least they managed to maximize the sight radius in the space they had. Shooting the PAR-1 will make you new friends because it's loud enough to shake the walls, and it makes a fireball that'll singe your eyebrows. Everyone at the range is going to peek their heads around the corner to see what you're up to. Rifle cartridges aren't designed for barrels this short, so not all the powder burns by the time the bullet's leaving the barrel. Plus, the pressure of the expanding gas when it meets the surrounding air is higher than it'd be on a longer barrel, increasing the loudness by a lot. This thing is part gun, part flashbang generator. Once you've shooed away your adoring fans, you'll find some disappointing things. The 14-pound trigger and minimal sights make accuracy difficult. Shocker. I found myself concentrating hard just to keep shots in the A-zone at only 5 yards. The hilariously short barrel causes bullets to tumble, further reducing accuracy and making these large and ragged holes on the target. Even when the bullets don't tumble, the sights are just off. The gun shoots several inches high. Recoil is punchy, yet also variable. With my grab bag of cheapo 55 grain ammo, it's a strong smack in the hand. With 75 grain Hornady Black, it's a little spicier. With 62 grain arms core, it's brutal, like taking a hammer to your fingers. Depending on what ammo you have on hand, you might tolerate a dozen rounds in a session, or maybe just one. Heizer recommends a break-in period of at least 30 rounds for this gun, but ironically, I started having problems right after that. Cases stick badly in this thing, and when they do, you often can't tip the barrel up, sometimes you can't even press the latches forward. The issue is so well known that half the reviewers of this gun encounter it, and Heizer even warns about it with a printout in the box. YouTube channel Blasters in the Desert had a gun lockup so bad, they couldn't get it open at all. I'm not sure of the cause, but it directly varies with ammo type. Some types stick every time, other types don't stick at all, and I can replicate it with spent brass. Despite Heizer's warnings against using cheap or non-American ammo, I had the best reliability after switching to some junky foreign steel case stuff I had laying around. I'm glad to have at least one type with no stuck cases, because awkwardly trying to wrench this thing open and pry a case out with spent brass or shoving a cleaning rod down the barrel is no fun at all. So who is this gun for? Well, it's not for someone who wants quote-unquote stopping power. With a barrel this short, the bullet only picks up half the speed and a quarter of the energy it would in a rifle, so this gun is only about as powerful as .380, and the tumbling bullets will reduce penetration even further. I've heard it argued that it's nice to share ammo between your rifle and your handgun. Not convincing. I've also heard that in an end-of-the-world type situation, the cartridges available might be limited, as if 9mm or 22 LR wouldn't be some of the most stockpiled rounds on the planet. In sum, I think this gun might be the memeiest gun I've ever reviewed, in that even the manufacturer barely tries to make a plausible argument for its practicality. It's weird, it's loud, it's flashy, and that's it. So if you're not in it for just the giggles, you might be making a mistake. As I said in my PK045 video, I think Heizer may have gone out of business, but if they do start selling these again, nearly $400 is a little steep for this one-trick pony. That's it from Gunbelievable on the PAR-1 from Heizer Defense. Smash that like button, be sure to subscribe. If I get 1 million subs, I'll get the shotgun barrel and shoot skeet.